Sagittarius, we're going to go ahead and start talking about March 7th when we're going to be experiencing the infamous, well, maybe it's not infamous. You're just hearing a lot of people talk about it because it is kind of a big deal. You know, I got to watch my back. I'm not just anybody. It's that transit. All right. Saturn entering Pisces on March the 7th. All right. It's going to be putting a heavy emphasis on your fourth house. Let's go into the fourth house. And this is the house of home and family. So, ruled by Cancer and the moon, the fourth house focuses on family, history, traditions, and ancestry. In other words, it tells us about home or the place which one's domestic affairs are centered. This house sits at the bottom of the astrological wheel and is thought by many astrologers as being foundational to a person's self, life, and beliefs. You may look at this house for insight on how you relate to your parents or your own children and how you nurture yourself and others. Let me give you a caveat. Saturn is the taskmaster planet. Listen to the intro. And it comes in and it wreaks havoc. And I don't want to say it like it's causing destruction, but anything that needs to be shook up and replanted on a firm foundation, it will turn it up and make you learn those lessons. I do know a Scorpio because they just finished up with this. So basically, we all just traded houses. All right. So just like Capricorn is going to be going through the third house, where this is what you're wrapping up. So I do know just some personal parallels really quick that in the fourth house, you can have a variety of the following: falling out with family members, falling out with children, people wanting to come and live with you, buying a home, selling the home, moving. I know a Scorpio rising. First of all, I know a rising who bought a home in this transit, and he had to care for a loved one and in the home. Also, taking care of a child. All of these damn family members in and out. And Sagittarius, let's face it, you bring a squad with you. And what I say what do I mean when I say that is that your family and your people and your friends is a lot of them. Okay. You are one of the zodiac signs that I've encountered that always got a bunch of fun. Well, this my friend, this my cousin, this my sister. I'd be like, my goodness. So with that being said, everything in the fourth house that needs restructuring, Saturn is going to be here to crack it up. Okay. Home is where the heft is. A new cycle in your personal life begins on March the 7th when Saturn moves into Pisces for the first time this century, starting a 3-year trek through your fourth house of family, domestic things, and your emotions. It's time to get serious about building a nest or a nest egg and planting more permanent roots. Between now and February 13, 2026, Saturn is here to take inventory of your closest relationships and personal life and to help you make structural changes that sets up long-term security. Saturn was in Pisces from May 21st, 1993 to April 7th, 1996. If you're old enough to remember what was happening during that time, you're being guided to look back for clues of what might resurface now. And if you were born then welcome to your very first Saturn return. Women, mothers, and children fall under the fourth house domain, and these relationships could turn serious during this transit. From spending quality time with family to providing dedicated care for aged loved ones. I said that because that's what this person went through. The ties that bind will either tether you uncomfortably, will at times tether you uncomfortably, especially one of the things that I noticed. This individual is a Scorpio rising that is wrapping up this transit, and he's also a mutable sign like yourself. And he likes to be free, just like yourself, your energy. And what happened is it kept him at home a lot, and he didn't like it. There was constant drama, but he's selfish and he left anyway. So I'm giving you a better shot to handle those situations, because when you leave them on someone else, you're going to continue to learn that lesson over and over again. And if you don't learn the lesson at all, it's just going to follow you while you move into the next lesson when you got to deal with it in your next house. So remember that. Sagittarians by nature. See, look, Sagittarians by nature were meant to be free, off exploring the wider world. These less than glamorous personal life obligations can chafe at you. You're not used to being quite so anchored to a home base, and neither was this individual. If your identity has come from being a parent or caregiver, Saturn could find you with an empty nest, figuring out who you are on a deeper level. So yet Saturn's ultimate gift is inner peace, a deep sense of security that you'll learn by reckoning with your own resistance, okay? A deep sense of security that you'll learn by reckoning with your own resistance. But we won't promise that it will be easy. Saturn and Pisces will at some point form a challenging 90-degree square to your sun. It happens all the time. It seems like every time we have this, it's going to be a 90-degree square to our suns, which is going to prompt an identity crisis for a moment of rapid adulting. You could be pulled between your own desires and the dueling demands of your domestic life. And let me say, kids are included in this stuff, okay? Don't think it isn't. Firm and clear boundaries, especially if you have a female child and you are a Sagittarian male father. Firm and clear boundaries, also Saturn's domain, all right, needs to be with loved ones now. Luckily, you've acquired much better self-advocacy skills over the last 3 years. So since March 21st, 2020, Saturn's been in Aquarius in your third house of communication. You may graduate this Saturn cycle with a much stronger ability to say a clear yes or no and to speak up for your needs without putting others down. A media project or collaboration could also take flight as Saturn moves out of this interactive zone. Who are the kindred spirits on Team Sag? You should be able to rattle their names off right now and feel certain that they've earned their place in your life. It is always a pleasure, Sag. If you're catching this on the podcast on YouTube, I want to know how your third house transit is wrapping up, what you're taking away from it, and how you feel about this new stint going into your fourth house. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.